Hey everyone, welcome back to more Flesh and Bad, and today we're going to be talking about Blitz. So I've been playing a little bit more Blitz and just trying to kind of understand the format a little bit, and I think I've made some, pretty good changes to the list just to kind of try attack for the meta a little bit, try to kind of just have a good base plan, and then also have like a decent sideboard. So I'm going to kind of talk about it now. So I think I cut a couple of the little awkward things in the previous list. I don't know if I was on Gusto the second one, but I also brought that in as a combo card. I think this card's like actually pretty solid. It's just like a 0 for 4 where you can Arsenal a Tiger. It's like it feels like a pretty good roll. Also, you can just use Flusterfist or like whatever you have. I don't think it really matters, but just having like a 0 for 4 like no go again combo cards like pretty okay. And yeah, the list remains, I think, largely the same. I think we are just like, I think a lot of things have just like shifted to either like main deck or sideboard. Two Cosmics in the main deck just because like it's basically free in Blitz. Like if you ever just line up like two Chi and you can Cosmic for 15, it's like the freest thing in the world. Like you can basically just run this into like any matchup, like even aggro matchups, and still probably like get it off. So Cosmic, I think, is just main deck at this point. We're also just running like some good Tiger Gen with the incants that are also block threes, which are important, I think, to like date it all. And then for the sideboard, I think I've simplified it a little bit. So we're not running that one of Warmongers. We're basically just running 4 reacts with the plan to basically just like cut a bunch of chi into date it all in an attempt to kind of like dodge null time zone, which I think most of them are on. And then I've also added balance just because I felt like Brute is like a little bit of a tougher matchup. Just so like a little bit tech for Brute, I think is like kind of reasonable. I think that like Kayo, for instance, could deal like 20 damage out of the gate a lot of the time. So it definitely seems like you maybe just want balance just as like a little bit of insurance against that. And yeah, still 2/8B, still largely the same. The only like main concern here is like I almost want like a fifth card just to sideboard out an extra transcend card and maybe go to like 4 transcends instead of 5 transcends against it at all. But I think maybe like just having 5 transcends in the deck is like kind of okay if we can cut like Sacred Art, Stir, or like Sacred Art, Grain, Path, and like Stir maybe or something, and then just have like the other 5. I think that maybe is okay. Yeah, but I've been liking this game plan. We're definitely gonna try to get some more games in, and I also kind of want to briefly talk about my results. So played like 34 games, and I think the things I'm losing to most, I guess, are like KO. So I've gone like 2-2 in KO. Anything that's like a little bit more aggressive, and they can just like high roll you, so like Aurora and Arachne. Silly, this was like a weird Acilio list. Like they're playing like so definitely some weird shit. So I lost to that, and then Prism, you are like capable of losing, but I think the matchup's really good for you. Notably, one of the best decks that right now I think is Terra, and like Terra is almost profoundly free. Like unless they're disrupting you every turn, which a lot of the Terras I'm playing against are not doing that. The matchup is very free, and you also just have Crown to like dodge a CNC. So like, unless they like CNC pummel you with which a lot of Terras are just like not doing in the first place, then you can basically just get a free dodge on a CNC, and there are only 2 CNCs in the deck. So obviously dodging first one is very very important. Yeah, but that's the list. I've been doing pretty well with it. Got that nice little, what, 76% win rate? Pretty good. And yeah, we're gonna keep playing this deck. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to make any Blitz skirmishes, but it is fun to just kind of play a different format because I think CC is getting like a little bit stale right now. I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to get some games. All right, we've got a Levia. Let's bring in our Balance of Justice. Good opportunity to kind of test out some tech here. I think I'm also fine like bringing out like Key Unleashed and then maybe like one Cosmic here just for the Foot Flax. Because definitely I think Brutes tend to run a lot of just pulping type stuff, so the reacts are pretty good, and Flickback is just always good into Brutes in general. So let's try it like this. Okay, kind of mediocre starting hand. What do I do here? How do I just Arsenal levels? So maybe we just YOLO off the top and see what we hit. Alright, Grain is annoying. We obviously would have liked that. That's fine though. Do like a Kara into Tiger Swipe, I guess, in Arsenal levels. Alternative is we can also play levels. Is playing levels better? I think we just rather get the Tiger Swipe out of our hand. We get them. They get to have filtering here, but I think that's probably fine. Giving Levia cards in graveyard is also like not great, but is what it is. I think our filtering is maybe better than theirs. All right, we find our Transcend, which is good. Hand's a little clunky. Oh, we can definitely make this work. I almost wonder if there's merit there to just like play Ancestral Harmony, play out Wind Chakra, pass, so they just don't get any graveyard. I guess they would have gotten the Agile windup, which is pretty good, but like they're not able to like play stuff like pay the cost on Banish or anything like that. They do have this agility token, so I don't know if they want to start out with Claw. I guess it kind of depends on what they have. Alright, Smashback makes sense. Alright, just following up with the Claw. Sure, we'll say no block on Claw here, I think. Alright, finishing with a Swing Big. I think we're just going to take this here, because like our hand plays, we can also like just get a chase and then play out Incant, play out Breed Anger, do stuff. Scowling might play a part in that, so maybe we should just block with Pouncing Paws. Could also block with the Balance just to like get it live. Feels a little greedy to do that. Maybe we'll just block with Pouncing Paws in case we need to play Tiger out. I think that's probably safest. So we go down to 10, pretty scary. But we have a pretty good hand here, so we'll do drop plus levels, gain a resource, and then we're grabbing Chase here. They can potentially banish one of our ways to make a tiger, but if they do that, then we do have the backup on Pouncing Paws because we got the block on that. So if they want to do that, I think it's very fine for us. All right, let's go ahead and now close the chain. Do we want to play Ancestral Harmony? We could also just like Kakara with it or like use it for banish. So I think maybe not. I think we're not going to play Kakara out this turn. It's definitely, you could play it out there, I think, and it's probably fine. Let's go ahead and just start with Tiger. They banish Tiger. Then I guess we can just like pitch to Kakara or whatever. I think it's still fine. Or off to give Husk here is kind of interesting. Sure. This is still good for us. We still have a lot of armor for buffer, and then we can also just like park this Harmony in Arsenal if we need to. So I don't think we're in bad shape here. If they have like the worst case scenario is they have like a Blood Rush next turn. But if they don't have Blood Rush and they're just sending like damage, then it's probably fine. All right, let's go ahead and send the Breeden as well. Extra 4, even out the life totals a little bit. They're also going to be taking Blood Debt from Husk, or no, they can turn it off. Obviously, it's not the same thing as like Chain or Vincent, right? Yep. So that's fine. So we get the first Blood Debt. We get to Arsenal Harmony. Pretty good. Okay, they have a Pulping here. Definitely one of the cards I think I was a little bit concerned about. But I think here, what do we want to do? Let's cover, I think, a little bit of this, and I guess it depends on like what their next thing is. We could also like flick this if we really wanted to, and then pretty safely block whatever the next thing is. I think our hand's really good for what it's worth. Maybe it's fine to just flick this. Makes covering like a CNC. I don't think they were gonna have CNC here, but yeah, maybe it's fine to just use the flick there. All right, they have Flush Bag. We still need to play around. I guess we'll still start off on the Harmony. Hit another Transcendent card. Is that 2 in a row? That's kind of funny. That's fine. Let's go ahead and just Rising. All right. What do we want to do here? We got the Pouncing Key. We got the Tiger Swipe. I think we're just getting rid of the Pouncing Key. Gain a resource. Wind Chakra. Whoops, sorry. We'll Wind Chakra. Pass. And then I think we're just going to try to get another Chase the Tail. Should be basically impossible for them to banish here because we're just going to use Pouncing Paws as our other Tiger. So like Scowling's not really doing very much other than just putting Tiger Swipe in Arsenal, which is kind of fine. It's probably smarter them to use it here just so that we're not like sending whatever this card is, but like we're pretty kind of immune to disruption here. Semi-immune to disruption. Like obviously we're not going to be able to kill them because of the Flush Bag, but still probably fine just in terms of like getting a swipe in Arsenal. Alright, they're gonna have to block with Scab Skins. Go ahead and just send in the Tiger. They're not gonna use Fleshback here, like, we're gonna just try to develop out Swipe. It seems a little bit greedy to not just throw this in front, and especially if you, like, wanna keep this hand. Because now you have to give, like, 2 pieces of armor, it's a little bit awkward. Alright, I guess they go to 1. Definitely a little bit scary, especially if that they have the Blood Rush, but Call to the Grave. Hmm. Oh, I guess they're getting a, what do they get? Oh, maybe they're just scooping here. I thought they were gonna get a what's that called? A beast within to just like die, but maybe not. Huh. What was the play here? Oh, they might have had like a really awkward blood rush hand. Interesting. Huh. Weird game. All right, let's see if we can get another. Right, we got a KO, so this will give us a good opportunity to test out balance. I think against KO they are running a lot of pulping, so I kind of want to just bring in max react. I think. It definitely leads to can lead to some clicky hands, but I think like we're cutting some clicky cards anyways, so I think it's probably fine. They're gonna go first. I think this is probably solid. All right, let's see what their opener is. Agile windup is a pretty good one. Imagine they're just gonna probably try to deny filtering here, but we'll see. Oh, pack hunt also pretty decent. So we will probably want that wind tracker. I think we're just gonna like max filter here and just sink below. Get rid of the incant. Honestly, keeping this for pulping is like pretty good. I guess the question is like, do we want to filter again and try to draw one card deeper? Maybe we do. I think transcend cards are maybe just better than reacts in general. So maybe this is fine. All right. Kind of punished here. What do we want to do now? Obviously, when our select wind chakra, we could just send like a pouncing pause turn. It's probably right. I think we just need to get some damage on the board here. All right, scowling, I guess, is fine. Well, now I don't really want to. Now I guess we're just going to play out wind chakra, play out pouncing. And then just arsenal swipe. Basically puts us in the same situation. All right, we do have transcend. It's just very mid transcend. All right, looks like they're going to go for the blood rush turn, though. Pretty good. At least we have balance live, so we can block with it and then do whatever. All right, Bear Fangs. So this is going to seem like a blocking turn to me. I think we'll... Do we want to block with the incant as well? Maybe not. We might actually need that. So let's go ahead and just block with balance just so it's live and then probably just flick this. All right, go ahead and pass here. I think we'll just break balance afterwards, draw a card. Sure. So that will eat the combo buff. So that's good. Means we get to block 5 on 7, which is pretty decent, and they're obviously down a Blood Rush, which is good. So we'll block like that. They have one other card. And then what do we do on our turn? I guess we maybe just block with Pouncing Paws 2. Like, what is the disruption they can have here? They like Savage Sash and it's CNC. That'd be a little bit scary, but I think this is probably fine. All right, pretty okay Blood Rush turn, but nothing like super crazy. Let's go ahead and just Sacred Art, do our Mono Transcend, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think we're still maybe just getting chase here, just because I think we need to just like put our kind of pressure on. So let's grab chase. And then we're gonna need to pop Pouncing Paws here just to send some damage back. But we're functionally sending 12. They don't have an agility up, which is good. So as long as they don't have like a second Blood Rush, we should be in like pretty decent shape. Definitely still a little bit scary though if they do have it. Do have Incants in Arsenal, which could set us up for a pretty good turn later though. So things are not totally bad. I think our blocks were like pretty good on that turn. So hopefully here we can kind of like stave off a little bit of their aggression. Oh, it looks like they're not. Oh, it's because it's on the combat chain, right? Yes, so they don't make a might. Forgot that that was a thing in Kayo. Okay, double blood rush. Pretty good. That's scary, but fortunately we do have like the blue flick here to maybe try to soak some of this up. Right, wild ride for 8. Yep, yep, yep. Pretty good. How do we want to block here? Probably just gonna blue flick this and then like block whatever the next thing is. So let's go ahead and just develop out our blue flick on this. We'll take 6. We'll go down to 8. Definitely scary. All right, block, or we have 10 here. Block 8 like this. And then just preserve at end of turn, send swipe. Yeah, I think we just need them to have a little bit of an off turn here. So I think we're just trying to stave off as much damage as possible. Let's go ahead and get the swipe, gain a resource. And then we'll go ahead and just send for swipe. Life totals are still pretty even. We still have some armor to work with. So if they brick here, or like we can catch them on like a non-go again turn, we could be in pretty good shape. Definitely a little bit dependent on what their draws are though. All right, we redraw into Chi, which is kind of gross. Definitely good for us. All right, no bricks, unfortunately, so that's bad. I think we're probably just gonna have to give 7 armor to this, or like 7 block. We could also like block 3, take 4, go to 2. It's a little risky. It's definitely pretty risky. Hey, it's fine though. We'll see what the next thing is, and if it's like CNC or something, we try to block it. Okay. They at least play around that. And it looks like their hand did kind of brick, although we're still not incredibly happy about this. Let's go ahead and just block 7 on this, and then we really just need them to have a kind of break on the gas this next turn, I think. We can, so we can do incant, chase. That would be 3-4-4 or 3-4-3. Is there a more efficient use of our cards here? I think we cut the key unleash. Let's actually, I guess, just preemptively tutor, see what we got. So we got mauling, we got chase. So the question is the incant and arsenal better here? Because this will force a card out of hand. So they go to a 3-card hand. If we chase, that forces also only 1 card out of hand because we have to do 3-4-3. They're at 7. They can block 1 with armor, block 1 card, and still be in the same spot. So I think it's probably just mauling, and then we hope that we can keep 2 cards here. It's definitely weird, though. I think we also just have to hope they don't have, like, Reckless Swing. All right, seems like they're saving blocks for the mauling, which makes sense. Well, still at least get 2 damage over on this, which might matter. But 2 Might tokens is definitely a scary spot to be in. All right, good blocking hand. Smash Instinct, a little bit scary, but we do have the Flick to cover. So this is, I think, really good. I think this is exactly what we needed. So we're going to block 7 on this. We get to keep a blue plus. So I think it's still Mauling Key is just better. So we're flicking this for sure. They agile wind up, which is fine. Go ahead and just do it now. So you get to set up a Might, but we get to strip 3 cards out of hand. Unless they obviously have the Incant here. I think I'm going to keep the Incant in Arsenal just so that in case we can play it, because this is basically forcing cards out, right? And yeah, we just got to hope for no Reckless. I think that maybe as like a deck building thing, you just can't run Reckless because you're running like so few cards. But I'm not 100% sure on that. They could definitely still be running it. All right, I think we're just going to barely get over the finish line here. So we still have that chase left. So this is good. So we basically will only die to Reckless, I think, at this point. All right, they just need to not have it. Yep. I think that is the only card that saves them here. And wow, this is, I think, a really good game to kind of showcase the power of a balance here. Definitely a card I wasn't initially considering, but like brutes have been like one of the decks I've been losing to most. So honestly, I can definitely see balance being pretty solid in the current blitz meta. Maybe is also even good against Datadol, although I think I like Crown against Datadol just so you can like filter chi or whatever. But yeah, balance like absolutely definitely like won us that game. Just like super high value. Just like getting 5 value out of a headpiece, really, really solid. Yeah, this plan seems like pretty good to KO. I think KO is a matchup where if they have like that early Blood Rush turn, things can get really bad for you. But fortunately, it looks like here that we kind of just they didn't have the Reckless Swing. Obviously, I think that's probably just a deck building thing that they can't really include, just based off how much like go again, draw, discard stuff they're doing. But yeah, I think that was a pretty strong showing for at least our plan into KO. Let's see if we can get another game here. All right, playing against a Dromai. That's kind of interesting. I don't think this is going to be a very hard matchup at all, but let's give it our best shot. So no reacts. I think the normal game plan is probably fine. Don't even need AB. Like they burn them all. Whatever. Should not be a very difficult matchup in my opinion, but let's play it out and see. I've not necessarily believed that Dromai has been like a necessarily strong blitz contender, but yeah, I'm kind of curious what a Dromai blitz deck even looks like. All right, making some mash, pretty solid. Our hand's pretty good if they don't give us filtering here though. You can do like 3-2-5, clear a dragon, do some stuff. If they do give us filtering though, I'm pretty happy to block here. Uh, do we want to just block 5 or block with all of our cards? It's kind of tempting to just dig towards Transcend. I think I'm okay with this. Could obviously snap there, but like whatever. They only use snaps in turn 1. I think I'm okay with that. All right, we do not draw any Transcend, but this hand is still like pretty all right. So start with the Incant, send in Kakara, Tiger, Pouncing, potentially even Gust Wave if we really want to, although we don't really need to arsenal this. We have plenty of Chain Enders in the deck, so I don't think it's essential. But yeah, definitely getting the early Ash on turn 1 is pretty good. But I still think I don't know what's better going first or second in this matchup. Definitely feels like it maybe is just fine either way. All right, react here is fine. I think we're just going to send the Gust Wave as well, because like arseling it is kind of whatever. It's a 0 for 4, but it's also like a Chain Ender, so if we have multiple Chain Enders, like I think that there's like a risk of us losing tempo if we arsenal. All right, gotta burn them all block. That's a 3 block? That's kind of crazy. I did not know that block 3. I thought that was a 2 block, but I can, I guess, see it now. Sure. All right, we draw a hand that is absolute gas. Pitching that to go Ash neutral makes sense. All right, coming in for 3, also fine with me. I think we're just saving our armor here in case they play out like a Snatch or something. I'm assuming this is more like a Red Lion aggro Dromai. Okay, no Snatch. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and start with Rising Sun Preserve. Let's put back... What do we want to put back here? There are definitely some options. I like Key Unleash just as an extra threat in the deck. Seems fine. Gain a resource, and then flip this. Stir the Pot's also good. Maybe we just want to save that for next turn, though. So I think this is fine. Let's gain a resource. We have 2 floating. We can activate Zen. And I think we're going to save this for next turn, so let's get a 0 cost here, which will allow us to do Incant plus Chase plus 0 cost. So we're gonna get the Shuko buff on the Tiger, so let's get Pouncing Key as our kind of combo card of choice here. Start with the Incant. Do I even care about killing this Yenderai? Like, not really, but it is like kind of a thing that I might have to deal with at some point. Alright, let's go ahead and just send it a Dromai. I think I'm of the opinion that I don't care about Yenderai. But maybe I'll come to regret that. I don't know if this card's necessarily that scary though. Feels like they just have like so low armor that we can probably just pressure the life total pretty good here. Although the sinks are gonna kind of stave that off a little bit. So we can functionally get them to 4 here, and then we still just have Transcend for next turn. So I don't know if they're gonna actually be able to like go fast enough to deal with this, but it definitely could get a little bit scary with the Enderai. Alright, lots of reacts in this list. I think I'm kind of okay with that though. Yeah, I'm still gonna leave Enderai alive here, I think. The Enderai would be dealt damage, you remove the balance counter, and then you prevent 3 of it, so I don't really think we had like a clean way to kill Enderai there. But I think this is still just fine. Alright, Invoke as will I. Definitely one of the better dragons. Just coming in for split damage is pretty good. I think we're still on the no blocking plan though. And just go face. Definitely could catch up with us though. Let's see what their follow-up is after the Enderai. Alright, Sigil's pretty good. And pass. Okay. So now we have a choice of whether or not we want to like actually clear dragons or try to push for lethal. Well, we're definitely doing this regardless. Let's gain a resource. Incant can resolve, that's fine. So I think we're definitely grabbing Chase the Tail here. The question is like, how do I want to deal with the dragons, if at all? It definitely might be worth it to like clear 1 or 2 of these. Maybe it's right to clear both even. It's like pretty efficient to do so. So let's start with Kakara at Dromai. I think we are going to probably just take a turn to clear some dragons here. Especially when we have the Tiger here that's going to pop the balance counter pretty easily. So this will take that. It's a balance counter, right? What kind of counter is this? Can't read it. Oh, nope. All right, hold on. We're gonna find a way to read this card. You have to click in the left corner there. All right, I guess we'll never know. Let's go ahead and just grab Chase here. All right, send Chase at Dromai. Yes. I think that's correct. I wonder if actually our Tiger sequencing here is wrong. Definitely could be. All right, now let's take the turn to, I guess, clear the dragons. So let's go ahead and attack Enderai. I guess it doesn't really matter which order we do it in. This is seeming like a more defensive Dromai list. I think it's probably correct to just like not like kind of play into their game plan here. So we'll go ahead and attack Asvali as well. Keep the board a little bit clear. And then redundant Tiger. But I think we actually had the opportunity to like put 1 attack on a Tiger if we didn't Kakara first. I think that was like a minor misplay on my part. But we'll go ahead and just pass back here. Still have all of our armor. Still have a ton of things going on, so don't think this is that bad. All right, Chromite coming in. This is definitely one of the scarier dragons. All right, how do we want to deal with this? So, I do like our hand, so maybe just taking 3 here is fine. All right, weakest link to follow up is pretty good here, but we don't really have a chi. So it's kind of just like okay for us. So you definitely want to develop out the pouncing plus here. We'll take 5, go to 3, then we could just probably pressure for lethal. I think our plan here is to basically try to get dual modes off levels. Yeah, I definitely wonder if killing that Yenderai earlier was probably correct. I didn't know how defensive this Dromai deck was. It seemed like it was a lot more like... the Dromai I'm used to is more like aggressive, just like a bunch of 0-for-4s and stuff. But this Dromai seems like a little bit more control-y. But yeah, I think we're just taking the weakest link here. I don't think there's any real reason to block here. Just go ahead and develop out our pouncing paws and then try to send as much damage at them as possible next turn. All right, so we'll start with the Kakara. Let's, I guess, do we want to target Dromai? I guess, sure. Might as well. Then we will pop the pause, send a tiger at them. So we do 4. Probably want to play out the aspect before playing out the levels too. We're unfortunately out of chases, but it would be kind of sick if we drew chase off the top. Obviously not possible though. Alright, develop out the aspect as well. It seems like they're just going to give us some blocks here. Maybe try to set up for a future turn. Go ahead and get the Shuko buff here. I think we're probably just finishing on levels. Yeah, let's do just buff draw. Draw a random card. Honestly, if we draw a Chi here, we might honestly just make a Zen state. But looks like we're not. So that's okay. I think we're still in a pretty good spot here. Obviously, the life totals, like, we're a little bit low, but we still have, you know, stuff on the chain, still have tempo. Things are, I think, are pretty good for us. All right, very, very good hand. So they're going to need a pretty good hand of their own here to really kind of beat what we got. What is the best 2-card Dromai hand that they can have? Rake? I don't know if Rake is it. I mean, I guess it's like fine. So, you know what's funny? We could make a Zen state here if we really wanted to. Is that worth it? That feels like a meme. Let's not bully poor Dromai here. I think we're just going to crown away our Flick Flack. Yeah, let's just crown away our Flick Flack, and then I think what we got going on here is more than enough to kill them, probably. Going to 1 is a little bit scary because they do have like a bunch of arcane damage sources, but we still have like Kasaya up, so like we can even just draw Chi and be safe from that. So I think we're like pretty safe here. Obviously, Dromai got us to 1, which is like pretty good, but like beyond that, I don't really know. Let's go ahead and start. We definitely want to still transcend this turn, but let's start and see if we can get a 1 cost here. We don't really have a playable 1 cost though, so maybe we're just still playing these levels anyways. Let's go ahead and grab Key Unleash just as a big finisher, and then I think we're just attacking Dromai, pitching this. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the double modes off of that, but it's fine. We probably could have just saved that for later. Whatever. Bunch of minor misplays. Let's go ahead and just draw go. Right, more Chi is not incredibly necessary here, but I guess we'll accept that. All right, and then let's come in with Kakara at Dromai. And we're basically just going to pressure for lethal here. I don't think that they can... Or actually, we should have... Whatever. We should have probably done this first, obviously. All right, maybe if I punt enough times, Dromai will manage to get back in the game here. But minor misplays. I think we're still just stripping their entire hand. We can even, like, make a Zen state here if we really wanted to. Yeah, it seems like even if they have like react here, we still get them. So somehow almost bungled that, but that's okay. We got there. Give them a good game. Let's take a look at their Dromai deck. I'm kind of curious what it looks like. So tomes were obviously missing here. We got the sand covers. Okay. Definitely looks like pretty typical Dromai. I don't really know what a typical Dromai list looks like, but this is probably what I would expect. I guess no big dragons kind of makes sense if you're just like more redline. The weakest links are kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know if you're actually able to like cast them reasonably. This deck probably like preys on Terra more than anything. But for Zen, it just seems like, I don't know, you just kind of get rolled over like most other illusionists. So I'm not entirely sure if I played this correctly, but it seems like it's kind of hard to play incorrectly against Dromai. All right, let's see if we can get one last one. So we got a Blaze here. So the Blaze board, I think, is a little bit different. We're running AB2. And then I think the normal configuration is just what we want to do here. So definitely a little bit of a scary matchup, but like I think it's probably fine. All right, the question here I have is, do we want to just like incant Tiger Key Unleashed? Obviously, we're not arseling a blue, which kind of sucks, but I think it's probably still worth it, maybe. Key Unleashed here is a little bit awkward, not gonna lie. But we'll see what they do here. Key Unleashed is not necessarily a card for this matchup. It's more so for all the Terrors running around. I haven't actually, for some reason, all the Terras I play against are off camera, but like I could showcase that matchup, but I think it is like profoundly good for Zen. Like just having two Cosmics to fall back on means that like CYB Terra is not really like a real deck, it feels like. But I think we're just trying to push as much damage as possible here. It could definitely do some scary stuff at the end of our turn here, but I think we're probably okay with that. Probably still just want to Arsenal this aspect here. So definitely off to the races with their energy counter stuff here. A little bit scary, but shouldn't be the end of the world. Looks like they're also going no blocks, which is kind of cool. So they still have to pay for the card they banish here, right? So they're gonna banish Photon Splicing. Okay, and then I guess just do Waning Moon. It's like pretty good, especially pitching a Will. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay. So we're gonna take it here. Obviously scary to take a little bit of damage, but the thing is, it's for the most part a race matchup. I almost wonder if like holding back some amount of blues might have been better. I don't know. So how much damage are they doing to us here? They're doing 8 in total. So we got on 12, but we send 8. So I guess it's like even-ish, and they also used a bunch of resources here. I don't know. I feel like I need to play a little bit more into Blaze. Maybe I was supposed to hold back there. But this next hand should hopefully just save us here. I feel like Blaze games are pretty short. I think, yeah, in the future, maybe what I'm supposed to do against Blaze is just not get greedy there with the Key Unleash and just like pass or whatever. I don't know. Alright, Sonic Boom, a little bit scary. I think we're gonna pay into it here. It definitely means like we're going off resources on their turn, but I think that it's pretty reasonable to try to stave off Sonic Boom. Alright, Emeritus is a pretty good hit off the top though. Definitely kind of scary here. Let's go ahead and just AB1. And I guess they're going to probably send another 2 here. Or not. What? Interesting. Curious what their hand is. Alright, go ahead and go for the Ancestral Harmony here. I wonder if they have the kill. I wonder if we're actually supposed to like hold back this Chase the Tail for like AB. Yeah, maybe we're just supposed to tutor for the other one just in case we die. Yeah, you probably played this game wrong. Definitely open to that being a possibility here. Alright, go ahead and play out the chase. And I guess we're just sandbagging this in case it somehow saves us from the range. Alright, Absorb and Aether. Definitely terrifying. It's a pretty good card. We get to at least send 4 into 4 here. So I don't know. This could be cutting it pretty close. Ooh, another Absorb. Alright, that's definitely scary. Yeah. That's pretty good. Alright, I guess we'll just go ahead and pass here. Hope they don't do anything. Yeah, probably doing something here. So what is the play here? If it's like a zero cost, maybe we're kind of fine with that. Although red zero cost is like pretty scary. So I think that just kills us here. Yeah, assuming they have any. Well, I guess they could have anything here, right? Any card that pitches should kill us. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I played that wrong. Or if they just had the nut. I'm not entirely sure which one it was. But pretty good hand from them. Yeah, I feel like Blaze game is probably just like last two turns, and then whoever has it has it. But yeah, it seems like a pretty solid game. I'll do a quick rematch. I don't necessarily want to be going first, but that's fine. I'll try to get some practice into this matchup, I guess. So let's, I guess, start with like 100 wins for 3. And then I think that maybe we're just going to pitch Cosmic to Kakara and then like IP with the blue. It was pretty bad to do that, but like tapping out that first turn definitely felt pretty poor. All right, I think we're just going to go ahead and Kakara here, and if they try to do something at the end of our turn, then we just try to pay blue into it for like AB4 basically. Let's see if this strat kind of helps us a little bit, kind of like manage our life total a little bit better. All right, we'll go ahead and just pass here. All right, go ahead and Arsenal the Incant. So it's actually kind of good that they weren't able to just send a bunch of damage at the end of the turn, and we also made them take. What does Blaze start at? Did she start at 17? Yeah, I'm kind of fine with that. Okay, so this is no go again. It's probably just Waning Moon to follow up. So I think we use this opportunity to kind of capitalize on the damage we have in hand here. Oh, it looks like, are they not even Waning Moon this? That's kind of weird. All right, let's start with the Incant. And then we can just get like a 1 cost here or something. We've got to be safe at like 17, right? Like, there's no way we die from 17, I think. Yeah, it definitely feels like the play maybe against Blaze is to not just fully tap out on turn 1. Kind of wasn't sure what their range was, but they managed to do like 8 damage to us that last game. Let's see if we can play it a little bit smarter this game. All right, so let's go ahead and grab, I think, our Breed. We could also Arsenal and Mauling Key and grab Key Unleashed, which is better. I feel like Breed is like the most efficient thing we could be doing. Maybe it's not that. Maybe like Key Unleash is actually better so that we can just like hold back in case we need to AB or something. Eh, whatever. Let's just get Breed. Oh, actually, sorry. We need to get Chase. Chase first, then we can Breed, then we can Mauling. Probably should have just played the Chase first, but it is what it is. All right, seems like they're gonna try to go for something here. I think we're playing this game a little bit better than the last one. And I think that the main factor there was just not tapping out on turn 1. Probably pretty good against Blaze. I think you want to filter as much as possible, but like if you also just can like leave up some resources, I think that's pretty good. And then like IPing with the blue is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. All right, so it looks like they are going to go for an Absorbent Aether here. Definitely a scary card in this matchup, as I've just now discovered. This card is like pretty sick. I kind of wish this was like run more, but I kind of understand why. Obviously, you can't like run in Kano. You probably can't run in Verdance either. Acilio also like just can't run the card. It would be cool if they like printed a more defensive wizard, but I think that maybe is on the back burner for now. So we are going to tap out here, but I think I feel somewhat safe at 17. We'll definitely see if that proves to be an incorrect assumption. But I think 17 seems like a healthy life total. And then this will demand 2 cards, so they either have to kill me now or block with 2 cards. So I think I am kind of okay with that. Alright, so I'm completely out of resources. Let's see what you got. I wonder if actually maybe getting like swipe here just to leave open a resource maybe was worth it. I don't know. I just didn't think we were gonna die here, but like coming in for 8. I still don't feel like there's any way we die. Yeah, it feels like we just kind of have it here. Unless they do something... Kindle? Okay, Kindle can maybe kill us. Does that kill us? I mean, we're at 10. So now you need to deal 7? That's still crazy they were able to deal 10, though. It's pretty good. Alright, 2-turn games. Alright, best of 3? Sure. I guess we have a pretty good hand to start it off, right? Do Rising Sun Homage. Gain a bunch of resources on turn 1. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, they are going to try to respond to this. Fortunately, we do have the blue Flick Black, which we probably just wanted to pitch anyways. So this is probably fine for us. I don't know what's better in this matchup too, going first or going second. It feels like pretty similar to me. They're not running potions, so it feels like we're both just trying to send damage at each other on each other's turn 0, so I don't know. Don't know which side I'd rather be on. Alright, so we have Tiger Swipe, we have Pouncing, probably just bottoming this. Might end up, honestly, just IPing with Chi here. So if we're IPing with Chi, what do we want to do? Probably don't want to cook card just so we can leave some stuff floating in case they want to send something. So let's go ahead and get, like, I think just Aspect here. Get Aspect. We can just, like, play out these cards and, like, Arsenal Pouncing Key and leave 2 floating and then, like, IP with Chi or whatever. I think that's probably best. I don't know. This matchup I obviously don't have a lot of reps into. I kind of like... I actually just now discovered that today that they don't run Aether Flare because that card is banned. Which I think I knew at some point in the back of my mind, but I just now registered now that I'm actually playing the format. Alright, so get a hit off the swipe. Maybe we're also supposed to expect that the swipe hits this turn? I don't know. Maybe we should have gotten just like a Pouncing Key or whatever. That might have been better, honestly, just so that, like, we're kind of playing it a little bit safer here. So I think now is the opportunity to just pass and see what they do, and we're IPing with Chi. If they want to try to do something here, we're probably just going to, like, pay with Chi, Arsenal the Pouncing, and then just let them deal some damage here. Alright, Blue Spindle I'm not afraid of. Although it's amped 1, so I guess they get some extra little chip in here. Sure. So I'll go ahead and let them opt 1 here, which will give them an energy counter, but I think 1 energy counter is acceptable. Could also make a Zen State here if we really wanted to get cute, but, like, I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, this has been a 2-turn game. Maybe it is actually correct to make a Zen State here. Is that crazy? That might not be crazy. Because, like, literally our last 2 games were 2 turns, so I think that maybe making Zen State here, like, will last the entire game. I think that's right. I don't know. Remains to be seen, but, like, kind of seems fine here. And then I guess they're just passing here. Let's see what they do. I mean, send in like Waning Moon for 2, or for functionally 2, right? But I think I'm like kind of okay with that. So sure, we'll say no on the AB there. So we got to push 8 damage while they got to push functionally 3 damage. Because I think we had the homage, right? So I think this worked out for us. And we still have Zen State for 2 turns, and then we're just drawing gas. So I guess it doesn't matter. But like I think that Zen State was actually justified against turn 1, which is kind of crazy how fast this deck is. I didn't actually realize that. But AB2 definitely seems to be kind of the strat into this deck, I think. Just because I think it's kind of expensive to run AB3 on sideboard slots, and then also making Zen State is like sometimes pretty good and pretty reliable when your chi density is like this high. So I'm feeling pretty good this game, I think. Like I don't really foresee us struggling here, but maybe they have some kind of like nut combo they can have, but I don't know. All right, Sonic Boom definitely scary. I think we just can't afford to care though. Wait, what did they put 2 cards on top, 0 on the bottom? Interesting. So what card do they want to play off the top? I guess is the question. Yeah, it's maybe gonna hurt here, but we'll just take it, I think. All right, Red Emeritus is, yeah, that's a pretty good one to top. So I get to deal 5, or functionally 4 here, take another 3, go to 12, but we still have another turn in Zen State, and we're gonna have a ton floating. Maybe it was a little too greedy to like just say no blocks on that, but I feel like pitching a red gust wave doesn't really do much. I think levels here is probably going to try to win us this game, so I think I'm kind of okay just like holding open some AB and then hoping that they can't kill through a Zen State and while I'm at 12. I think that's reasonable. All right, we obviously don't have Kasaya anymore, so this is a little bit more inefficient. But I think we're still probably just getting like a 0 cost here. So let's grab, what do we want to grab here? I mean, Swipe is like pretty likely to hit, so maybe we just grab Swipe. If we get punished for that, it's probably okay. So we'll do buff draw. Draw blue, which is good. Probably gonna end up playing that, honestly. That might be greedy to play that though. Maybe we just need this for pitch in case they try to like uber kill us somehow. But I don't also fully know what their ceiling is now. Do we think we're safe to Kakara? We might not even be safe to Kakara, so I think I'm just supposed to like Tiger Swipe here. And then if they end up blocking that, then their kill range goes down, so maybe we just Kakara plus like Gust Wave or whatever. So they are now forced to block this unless they want to pop off, but like we still have a ton of resources floating if they want to try to go for it here. All right, they have the Absorb, which is definitely good. Means that we now have to play out another card to kind of pressure them here. But we do get Tiger, which I think is important. So let's go ahead and play the Tiger out. We're not going to Kakara here because I think that's greedy. We'll send another 4, which will force another block if they want to stay alive. But we're basically trying to force them to commit here, I think. And the Zen State has, funnily enough, lasted basically the entire game again, which is kind of cool. So now basically forced to block or commit here. Okay, they're going to do both, I guess, basically. It's kind of gross. Okay, so what is our new range? So if we send 4, they block another card, and then they can... Maybe we just have to Kakara here. So what is their new range, I guess? They can, like, Red Emeritus plus blue in hand. I don't know what their range is anymore. So what is, like, the best case scenario here? What is Red Emeritus cost? Cost 2. Sorry, I'm going to give them a thinking here. So Red Emeritus costs 2, gets pumped by 2, comes in for 10. They Waning Moon for 13. They can like blaze it too. So blue, blaze, spellfire. It has to be like, I don't think they can even kill even if they have an Emeritus in hand. They need like a Maris Blue and that, and then they still can't kill. I guess they have one floating, so they can come over exactly for lethal. So I think we're still safe to Kakari here. I could be wrong on that, but I think we are safe here. And then we'll just hold this Wind Chakra back, I think. But they still now have to like commit onto this so that we can still AB4. Like it's still, I don't know if there's any way they can really kill us here. If there's a way that they can kill us, it has to involve like Kindle or something weird. Because I don't see it, I don't think. Okay, this is, I don't think, going to kill us. So let's go ahead and block. Yeah, we'll just pitch JB here. And then we just have 4 to follow up if they have to block here. So I still don't think we die. Yeah, I think we are safe here officially. They might try to go for a block and then we just kill them with the Gust Wave. But definitely, I think we kind of figured this matchup out towards the end, though. But definitely very scary to kind of understand what Blaze does now, because I think this is like the first time in a while that I've really played against this deck. So I imagine here they're debating whether or not they can like send. So they did have the Red Emeritus, but it looks like they also had like the Prognosticate as well. So it didn't have a blue, and now we can just kill. Seems pretty good. So maybe we were worried about nothing there, but I think they almost could have had it if they had like Emeritus plus blue and they could like banish to Blaze. But yeah, definitely a pretty scary game. All right, so those were the Blaze games. Yeah, I definitely got, I feel like, a little bit more experience in this hero, which is definitely good if I'm going to play some skirmish, but that remains to be seen at this point because they're basically miles apart in Colorado for some reason. But yeah, that's going to probably wrap it up today. So we got some good Blaze games. We got some other good decks. Let's go ahead and talk about the list a little bit more. I think I've kind of consolidated around this being in the list. I think the balance does end up helping you a lot into Brutes, but I also do like the Crown into basically just everything else, especially since Traverse is unfortunately gone. But I think that this deck is still hyper consistent without Traverse, so like I don't even think that's that big of a loss. It just basically just means that like you don't have that guaranteed Transcend turn, which we know and love. But I think Crown is like actually kind of a reasonable replacement because it just makes you immune to like CNC and stuff. So it's not even that bad, I think. And yeah, I think that's probably going to wrap it up today. So thank you all for watching. And if you have any suggestions of things you want me to try and blitz, yeah, let me know. And yeah, I think we're going to wrap up there. And a special thank you to all the folks who decided it would be a good idea to give us $2 on Patreon. We really appreciate the support, but it's obviously never required.